Hey everybody, Josh Sigurdson, World Alternative Media here, and the normalization of RFID chipping continues, and it doesn't get much crazier than this. According to RT and Zero Hedge, Aleksandr Volchek, a Siberian doctor and avowed microchipping enthusiast, has implanted 6 chips in himself that help him easily pay for things, while also unlocking doors at his home and office with a wave of his hand, according to Russia Today. Something tells me this doctor has had a little bit too much vodka. We've seen a ramping up of the use of RFID chips over the years, especially over the past year. In Sweden, businesses are utilizing them, chipping their employees. You can also now use RFIDs as tickets on trains. In the US, we saw a recent story where 41 employees at a Wisconsin company got chipped during a chip party where workers voluntarily agreed to the RFIDs. They were brainwashed enough to have a party over it. Funny enough, the Novosibirsk-based obstetrician-gynecologist, man, that's a mouthful, who calls himself a crypto-anarchist, said the chips work like magic and described them as a time-saving convenience. First of all, dude, you call yourself an anarchist, but you fall for one of the endgames of the state to be able to track everyone and create a technocratic system. Secondly, convenience is always the excuse of totalitarianism. Yes, we see voluntary chipping today, but we will likely see involuntary chipping in the future. And I say this as someone who was called crazy just years ago for saying voluntary chipping would exist in a few years. Well, here we are. The technocratic agenda is real. China is bringing upon a centrally planned cashless society. Australia is using facial recognition for passports and pushing towards a cashless system. India is demonetizing and utilizing the Aadhaar system, which takes retina scans. The IMF wants to incorporate centrally planned cashless into the SDR world currency. Canada is slowly going cashless as well. We're already being conditioned when we put out our hand to tap our debit or credit card. A centrally planned cashless system is incredibly dangerous. Now let me go over what I often do here at WHAM. If your money's in the bank, it's not yours, it's the bank's. And if your money is always going through the banks via legal tender laws, central planning, and digital transactions, and you never hold it in your hands, it's never your money, it's always the bank's, and you are in perfect servitude to the banks. We spoke with renowned investment icon Jim Rogers about this system last month, and he said this.
Because the centrally planned cashless system that we're seeing pop up in India, China, Australia, Sweden, Canada, and to a good scale in the United States as well, that's worrying a lot of people because I often say if your money's in the bank, it's not yours, it's the bank's. And if your money's always going through the banks through digital transactions and you never hold it in your hands, does that not mean that the bank basically owns you?
Well, it means the government owns you, because the government is very keen to have no cash. Governments don't like cash, but if all your money is on your computer, then they know everything you do. They can call you up and say, you're drinking too much coffee. You had too many cups of coffee yesterday. They will know everything, and they like that. And they can control it. And if they want to, they just close your account or block your account very easily just on your computer. So the government is very keen on it, which of course means that we should all be against it. But unfortunately, we're not going to be able to stop it.
There's no doubt that this system is ramping up, and whether it is the cashless side of technocracy or the Orwellian tracking of individuals and transhumanism side of technocracy, there's no doubt that this agenda is real. It's no longer science fiction. We as so-called free individuals need to stand up against this agenda and be financially responsible and self-sustainable. We must reject this agenda and not fall for the famous last words of free individuals. But it's convenient. Stay tuned as we continue to cover this issue. We can't emphasize enough how important this is to understand. With information comes education, comes action. Thanks for watching, everyone. Check the links below. GoFundMe, Patreon. We can't do it without you. Any donation is very much appreciated, especially as we are so vastly demonetized and censored by YouTube, as the Anti-Defamation League comes in and calls everything that we do hate speech, hate content, and terrorism. We need your help more than ever, folks, because they are basically drowning us right now, and it's becoming incredibly difficult to keep this operation that we work on 18 hours a day up and running. Also, check our Bitcoin address in the description and the comments, as well as on the screen for you to scan, if you please. And check me out at Josh Sigurdson at steemit.com. That's steemit.com, the future of social media, where you get paid in Steem, the cryptocurrency, via the upvote and demand of your post. It is truly the future, as a dinosaur social media censors us to death. We have no other recourse but to move to these new innovations in blockchain, which are really, really changing the world. And we need you there with us, because in order to keep this going, we need the support of individuals. And the worst thing that can happen is you go on there, you write what you do on Facebook anyways, and you only make a few dollars. The best thing that can happen is a whole bunch of money. You don't have to put money in. It's not a Ponzi scheme. I really urge people to get on there. I started off with nothing, and I was able to make quite a bit, especially a few months ago when I actually was able to pay for my trip to Las Vegas, thanks to being able to make money off the Steemit platform. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until next time, this is Josh Sigurdson signing out from World Alternative Media. Find the truth, be the change.